A warm good morning, everyone. Dear students, good morning to all. In the previous class, in the chapter of Sultans of Delhi, so far we studied three kinds of dynasties. Is it is? One is the slave dynasty, and the other was Khilji dynasty, and the third one was Tughlaq dynasty. In the previous class, we discussed about the Tughlaq dynasty, the ruler Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq, and how his son, that is Muhammad bin Tughlaq, has ascended his father and he became the ruler of the Delhi. And what was the taxation rules he had brought in, and how it was failed, and what was the reason for shifting of capital, and even the token currency which was introduced by him, and how the counterfeiting of copper coins started with the and destabilizing the economy, and even what was the expansion schemes he had brought in, and overall evolution of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And even we saw about the Firoz Shah Tughlaq, how he ruled, what are the changes he brought in the taxation policies and the laws to in the regions for the welfare of the people, isn't it? So students, now coming to the administration of the sultanates, how the overall administration was there. How the administration of the sultanates was conducted, we'll see. So the Sultan, which had a absolute power, enormous power, and they had a proper responsibility in order to protect their people, in order to avoid the foreign attacks and maintains laws and orders. For this, many of the rules they were brought up for the welfare of the people, as we studied. And the Sultan was the chief justice. He is the person who is going to decide all the issues, and he was a commander in chief. He was the head of the decision, and Sultan enjoyed supreme powers. He is the one person who is going to decide everything on behalf of the officials and the public. And the Sultan enjoyed, as he enjoyed the supreme power, by Balban's rule, we can see that the Sultan was considered to be the God's representatives on the earth. He is the person who is considered to be as God by the public or the people of that region. This was declared by whom? The Balban ruler. During the Balban ruler's children, the Sultan was considered to be as the God, is the representative on this earth. And even he introduced the practice of sijda, or lying on the ground next to the feet of the Sultan, and paibos, or kissing the Sultan's feet, that is showing respect towards the sultans or the kings or the ruler. So he came up with the two rules. One was he is considered to be as God on the earth, and second one was he started with the practice of sijda, or that is lying. One has to lie on the ground next to his feet, and he should take his blessing by kissing the sultan's feet. This was the rules which was brought up by the sultan as a king. Sultan Balban ruler as a king. So, children, not only the rules he brought up in his ruling, but also the nobles are the highest position who's having in the courtyard, or the who is enjoying his the higher positions. They were enjoying in the highest position while the administration of the state. So there were certain important military and civilian posts which were given to the nobles. Yeah, the nobles are the which are very big, who are the very highest scholars in the uh, king's courtyard, or in the king's court, you can say that. And they were like khans, maliks, and the amirs were the highest ranking nobles during the Delhi Sultanate's period. It is nothing but during the rule of the Delhi Sultanate, there were certain positions were given to the people who were having the highest scholars or the highest education, and there were important among them was one is military post and the another one is the civilian post. And during this we can see the khans, maliks, and the amirs. These were the highest ranking or the first place of job given to the nobles during the Delhi Sultanates. So there were important officials like Wakil Aidar, who was responsible for the entire royal household. Whatever the matters related to the household of the king was taken care of by the Wakil Aidar. Under the Sultan administration, they were include certain position, as I said, like Khans, Maliks, Amirs. These were the highest position of job. Among these, Wakil Aidar was responsible for the entire royal household. That is, overall activities are the matters which are related to the sultanates. And Amir I Hajib is the another person or the other post who was the master of ceremonies or the whatever the functions or the religious activities which was taken place in during the Delhi Sultanate period. He was the person who was able to handle it in the royal court. And coming to the Sultan received all the information for this purpose, including petition. The Sultan also received the information related to the laws, like how we consult the lawyer for any problem which occurs financially or family with regard to any matter. Students, in the same way, the sultans used to receive information in order to solve is uh, any political or any religious or the cultural matters through Amir I Hajib. And last one was the wazir. The wazir or the minister who was to look after the other departments, remaining matters of the regions or the department, and he was responsible even for collecting the revenue or the incomes or the taxes from the people, and even the salaries and the allotment of land among the many and among the people. So the wazir was able to carry out the other departments other than the king's household and the re- political matters. The wazir was responsible for the revenue collection, salaries, allotment of land. So now moving on to the children, further whatever the changes they had been brought up by the Delhi Sultanates was Ikta system. It is one of the tax system which was followed by the Delhi Sultanates. Under this system, the land grants were given to the military and the civil officials known as Iqtadars. We call it as Iqtadars or Muktis. They were also responsible for the maintaining of an army. As they were wanted to expand their empire, they used to invest many of his their treasury wealth on this army purpose. For this, they started IGDA system and they started providing training from the beginning to the soldiers in order to strengthen their body and how to tackle the enemies, how to prepare for them in order to achieve